Their plans were quite precise. They wouldn't attack women or the elderly, or children like themselves. Their targets, they agreed, would be men in their late teens and early 20s, young men of military age. All this was settled between them before they left the house. Hassan Manasra, 15, took a carving knife from his mother's kitchen, but his cousin Ahmed, 13, couldn't find the long, dagger-like knife he'd intended to use for his weapon. It took him a while, but finally he located it, concealed in a cupboard, where his father had hidden it for safekeeping. The Manasras live in a compound of multifamily homes occupying almost a block in the Jerusalem hillside neighborhood of Beit Hanina. In the shared courtyard, half a dozen bicycles of various sizes are propped against a tree or lie in the dirt by the tall entry gate. 10 brothers and their families share the compound, and the children move fluidly through each other's apartments. Uncle or father, sibling or cousin, it makes little difference. While the stairwells have the provisional, still-under-construction look of dwellings in a constant state of addition, the rooms inside are furnished rather formally. Prints of alpine landscapes, velvet-covered sofas, lacy tablecloths. In Ahmed's bedroom, the sheets have cartoon figures of astronauts. It's the home of a modestly prosperous clan whose breadwinners run a family-owned grocery store, or work in trades or in transportation. Until October 12, 2015, Hassan and Ahmed followed the same schedule as all the school-age cousins in the household. Go to class, come home, eat, change clothes, and then go play in an area that their uncles had cleared for them on the unused land beneath the highway overpass that separates Beit Hanina from the adjacent neighborhood of Pisgat Ze'ev. Sometimes the cousins played soccer, but Hassan and Ahmed particularly enjoyed training for parkour, the gymnastic running discipline that uses urban space as an obstacle course. The concrete pylons and grassy embankments under the highway were ideal for practicing vaults and tumbles. The highway divides 2 East Jerusalem neighborhoods, the House of Hanina and the Peak of Ze'ev, that face each other across a shallow valley. Both are long-settled places. Beit Hanina was home to a few farming families as early as Canaanite times. In Pisgat Ze'ev, excavations have uncovered ritual baths from the Second Temple period. Both neighborhoods have seen explosive population growth since 1967, when Israel captured this territory from Jordan in the Six-Day War. In the years since, their built-up areas have reached out to each other across land that once supported only olive groves and vineyards. Now the busy highway is all that marks the division between the Palestinian neighborhood and the Jewish one. Pisgat Ze'ev is the last stop on the Jerusalem tram line, Beit Hanina the second to last. Residents of the 2 neighborhoods live cheek by jowl, yet they inhabit 2 different worlds. Pisgat Ze'ev, named for the revisionist Zionist Ze'ev Jabotinsky, was one of the new settlements rapidly built on land annexed by Israel after the war, intended to connect and thicken the Jewish areas of East Jerusalem. Although the annexation remains illegal under international law, the United States, for one, does not recognize it. Pisgat Ze'ev is now one of Jerusalem's largest neighborhoods, with some 42,000 residents, around 500 of them Palestinians. Shady trees have grown up, softening the lines of its medium-rise stone-clad apartment blocks and humming commercial areas. Beit Hanina has grown organically over time from its village origins, and it contains a range of old and new homes. Some 35,000 Palestinians live there, on land Israel has annexed. Another 1,000 have been severed from their neighbors by the building of the separation barrier a decade ago, after the wave of suicide bombings that characterized the uprising known as the Second Intifada. The looming concrete wall, which mostly divides annexed land claimed by Israel from occupied land administered by the Israeli military, has huge implications. Those on the Palestinian side may not cross into annexed East Jerusalem to go to work or school, to visit family, to buy groceries, without a temporary pass issued at the discretion of the Israeli authorities. On the other side of the barrier, Palestinians have free movement but often face hostility from Jewish hardliners, whose numbers have grown with Israel's tilt to the right in recent years. Residents of Beit Hanina sometimes awake to graffiti messages such as "Death to Arabs" and "Jerusalem for Jews" spray-painted on their homes. Cars have been vandalized and burned,